Hello, everybody. I am way too excited about this video, which I'm doing in my daughter's room, one of my favorite places to record these videos. First of all, I apologize. I'm using my Chromebook, so I apologize if the image is not great. It's going to be a lot of screenshots anyway in this video. We're going to talk a little bit more about how to use ChatGPT today in regards to basically manifesting a better life, and how AI is making it easier than probably ever before to self-direct your manifestation journey, if you will. And it also makes it easier before to have coaching help you even on a deeper level. So we'll go over that a little bit more. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tim Grimes. I've written 6 best-selling books about manifestation concepts and linking them with stress management and relaxation. I've worked with hundreds of clients over the years. Generally speaking, the way I talk about this stuff is totally different than other people, in the YouTube space. I have just a lot more experience. I've seen a lot of highs. I've seen a lot of lows. I talk about the failures and the sobriety of actually doing this stuff long term in a way that most creators are just clueless about, and they're going to learn the hard way probably. But yeah, we start where most channels end, and this is an example of that. GPT is something that's going to help you. You're going to hear a ton more about it. I'm going to link to the previous video up above just so you can see it. But I want to give you an example of how easy it can be to start using GPT. And if you are interested, I mentioned it the other day, I am offering email coaching using GPT and me, Tim, the person, to help coach you. If you're intrigued by that, I am offering that now. Link is in the description to contact me. There's also a link there for one of my books, The Law of Attraction Simplified. You can get that for free. You can download it. And I mentioned this in a couple of videos now. You can download that book and upload it to ChatGPT, and it will have it as, it will remember it. And you can ask it, hey, what do you think Tim would say about this situation? But I want to just give you a quick example, or I think it will be quick, of the kind of stuff we can easily do with GPT. And this is just me dicking around, guys, okay? I'm not really the kind of person who does serious share screen seminars because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I apologize if I blabber on too much, but if you're serious, this is going to be helpful. And if you're not serious, this is not the channel for you, because despite my informality, we get real fast here. So I just wrote into ChatGPT. All right. So ChatGPT, if you've never used it, don't watch my channel for an introduction. Go to Dan Koh's channel. I'll put a link in the description there. But ChatGPT, you log in, and this is what I just wrote into ChatGPT. I have shared several client problems in the past. Please give me an example of an email they would send me that I could then answer. And so I already had ChatGPT do this. They spitted out this. Sure, here's a realistic example of the kind of email a client might send you, especially if they're drawn to your grounded spiritual approach and are feeling emotionally overwhelmed or energetically scattered. This could be used in a screen share or marketing example, it says. So here's what they came up with. And guys, I gotta tell you, this is the kind of email I get pretty much once a week. Here it is. Subject: feeling stuck and disconnected. Hi, Tim. I've been watching your videos for a while now, and they've really helped me feel less alone in what I'm going through. I wanted to reach out because I feel like I'm at a breaking point. To be honest, I've been trying all the manifesting stuff for years: journaling, visualizing, affirmations, even scripting. Some of it worked a little at first, but now I just feel tired and like I'm going in circles. Nothing seems to stick. Lately, I've been feeling totally disconnected from myself and everything around me. It's like I'm just going through the motions. My emotions are all over the place. I'll have one good day and then crash for 3. I know something deeper is trying to get my attention, but I don't know how to listen anymore. There's also this underlying sense of pressure, like I should be farther along in life. I keep comparing myself to others and feeling behind, even though I know that's not helpful. I'm so done with forcing things, but I don't know what else to do. Do you think your coaching could help me with this kind of stuff? I don't even know what I'm asking for, honestly. I just know I can't keep doing it the way I have been. Thanks for everything you share. Really does make a difference. Warmly, hypothetical client's name. Again, guys, this is a fictitious email that ChatGPT came up with. And I'm telling you, this is the kind of email I get like once a week. GPT is unbelievable. So then GPT said, would you like me to show you how you'd screen share or use GPT to write a gentle, calming reply? And I'm going to write, yes, please write a reply based on what you know about me and the advice I share. All right, now let's see what happens. And this Chromebook is usually relatively slow, but this is, it's just popping it out. And here comes the reply. All right. And we'll see if the Chromebook is too slow. If it's too slow, I will just edit the video so we get the answer right away. It says, absolutely. Here's a reply written in your calm, grounded, Richard Dotts inspired voice, reflecting your core message of emotional clarity, inner stability, and spiritual depth. Let's just see what this says. Okay. I'm just curious here, guys. It says, hi, da-da-da. First, thank you for taking the time to write this. I can feel how much you're holding right now, and I want you to know I completely understand the space you're in. I've been there myself, where everything feels foggy and heavy, and it seems like all the spiritual tools that once helped have stopped working. The truth is, that point of exhaustion you're describing is actually a kind of opening. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like defeat, but it's often a sign that your deeper self is no longer willing to chase or pretend. That's not a bad thing. That's something we can gently listen to and honor. You said something really wise. I know something deeper is trying to get my attention. That's the real work, not trying to get somewhere else, but getting still enough to hear what that something is saying, and to do it in a way that doesn't involve pushing or fixing, just being with what's here now. That's exactly what we focus on in my coaching. It's not about forcing a breakthrough or trying to manifest your way out of discomfort. It's about learning how to actually feel better. And I don't mean in a temporary way. I mean restoring a kind of calm baseline where you're no longer at the mercy of your emotions, your thoughts, or what's happening externally. If you're resonating with that, then yes, this work can absolutely support you. And the beautiful part is we don't have to have all the answers up front, blah, 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 da-da-da. Can you share more details? Whatever. I don't care about that part. The part I care about is that the answer that GPT gave right here, guys, is pretty fucking good. And this is just the start. This is about really knowing nothing about the person's specific situation, because again, this is a fictional person. The truth is that point of exhaustion you're describing is actually a kind of opening. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like defeat, but it's often a sign that your deeper self is no longer willing to chase and pretend. That's not a bad thing. That's something we can gently listen to and honor. Now, listen, that is what I would say. I might not use those exact words, but if I were coaching you, if that was the initial question you asked, if I was not using GPT to write an email response, that is pretty much what I would say. And then I would follow that up by asking, what specifically is bothering you and do you feel like is holding you back, right? And again, this is generally in the past, I would hop on the call with somebody and get the specifics of their situation, where they are right now, where they are in terms of their emotional health, if they've gone to therapy before, what's their relationship status, their professional status, their health status, stuff like that, right? So we have more of a specific background. For this example, we're not even doing that, but they already came up with an incisive share, GPT did, that is going to help, I think, the person who wrote in, kind of encouraging them and telling them the truth that when you feels like defeat, if you're open and aware, it's often a sign that your deeper self is no longer willing to chase or pretend. So let's make something up now. I'm going to say this client said they are going through a difficult patch with their partner and have just left their job and looking for a new one. Let's say high stress situation, right? This is kind of stuff that people talk to me about all the time. They are wondering what techniques you would suggest And also, I'm wondering what somatic tools would be helpful for them. Let's see what this spits out. This might take a second. And if it takes too long, I'll just edit it so it's already done. Oh, here we go. All right. They revised the email, which we do not need, but whatever. You get the point here. It honors your voice, spiritual approach, and quiet authority. Da da da. Great. Oh, my quiet authority. That sounds good, huh? You see how it's doing this, guys, though? This is just, you can do this yourself, but also just see what is coming up here. Again, we're just doing this live. This is just an informal Tim-like Papa Bear seminar, but hopefully you're getting the gist of the energy underneath this. Thank you for sharing all of this with me. Seriously. God, I would never start an email like that. I can feel the pressure you're under, especially with the shifts in your relationship and career. That kind of change, even if it eventually leads somewhere good, is incredibly destabilizing in the moment. It's no wonder you feel scattered and disconnected. You're carrying a lot. When things get this intense, the first priority isn't fixing or figuring it all out. It's regulating your system gently, consistently, and without pressure to get quote unquote results. And I know that's hard when everything feels urgent, but the real leverage is in calming the nervous system, not in trying to control the future. One thing I often recommend in situations like this is something very simple. Put your hand on your chest and belly and just sit with yourself. No fixing, no trying to manifest, no needing to understand. Just here I am. You might breathe in through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. That's enough. You're not trying to relax. You're simply not resisting anymore. It's somatic, it's spiritual, and it's effective, especially if you do it in little 2 to 5 pockets throughout the day. This helps your system stop chasing, stop bracing, and start reorienting towards safety in the now. You could also explore these if they resonate. Shaking out the arms and legs for 30 seconds to release built up stress. Sounds silly, works great. Lying down with your legs up on a wall calms the vagus nerve and grounds you fast. Walking slowly with your attention on your feet. Nothing fancy, just presence. In terms of techniques, quote unquote, I'm more interested in what you stop doing than what you add. This is the moment to let go of constant inner pressure. If we were working together, we'd build a rhythm that supports you emotionally first, not with a big breakthrough, but with tiny, consistent relief. If you'd like me to send more info about how my coaching works, or if you just want to keep this as an open thread, I'm here either way. You don't have to figure this out alone. Warmly, Tim. Guys, again, pretty fucking good response. Keep in mind, I made this person up just now in real time. We're being incredibly general, and yet GPT is providing good advice on grounding that is basically exactly what I would say. It might not be the exact words, it might not be exactly the same techniques or somatic approach. Like I might, for instance, not have them just breathe in and out through the nose because I don't always find that as effective as moving more, but it's exactly the same vibe. Right? And this is the thing. This is for someone who we don't know them yet. So what's going to happen? Like, for instance, like if I was doing email coaching with you, we would have a call first to make sure, so I know your situation and the specifics, as many specifics as you want to share. And then we would start peeling back the layers. Like, for instance, in this example, it might be like, yeah, my partner started to get more upset at me when I said I wanted to switch my job. Because they thought I had a good job, and I was just sick of it. And they said they were fine with me, quitting my job and trying to find a new job. But now I've been unemployed for 2 months, and they no longer feel comfortable. And I'm, so then like if they share something like that, I can say, oh, that's very interesting. Have there been other experiences before in your past that kind of mirror that, right? And I also might ask, like, what do you think like the attachment style is of your partner and of you? And do you want me to ask GPT about what they think your attachment style might be based upon what you just told me? That's when we start getting more specific. And then the more specific we get, the more specific GPT's recommendations can be, and that I can then add and bolster to and inquire more with the client to make them resolve their situations and feel better and ground themselves in the moment more effectively. Just like GPT said here, this is about grounding yourself in the moment. Usually when I'm working with someone, especially initially, the first several sessions are about how do I feel better now? How do I stop judging myself as much? The techniques are secondary, guys. The manifestation techniques, right? Those come, you probably already have techniques that you know work for you when you feel calm more of the time and more regulated. But the key is getting you feeling more decent and not non-judgmental and more regulated and neutral and non-reactive than you are right now. Once you're there more of the time, and it's got nothing to do with being perfect, but just once you feel more clarity there, that's when we can start, you know, using the more popular LOA techniques like affirmations, visualization, scripting, whatever you want to use in a more effective way. But it starts with the grounding, that kind of regulation. I hope some of you understand how cool GPT is alongside normal coaching, and how cool GPT is if you just are coaching yourself. If you just tell GPT, listen, switching this thread, this is for a client. I want you to be their LOA coach, but integrate my concepts, my approach in the advice. Briefly summate the main points you would suggest. So you can make, in other words, ChatGPT your LOA coach. Let's see what they say here. And this might not spit out a good answer. We'll see. Got it. Here's a concise LOA coach review I'd offer to a new client under high stress, relationship strain, job loss, transition, using your grounded, emotionally honest, and regulation first approach. It's LOA without bypassing, rooted in nervous system safety and deep presence. Core coaching points for this client. Stop trying to fix everything at once. The first step is actually pausing, gently interrupting the habit of mentally scrambling to control outcomes. It's not resignation, it's reclaiming energy. Point 2, your nervous system comes first. You can't access clarity, intuition, or real alignment from a dysregulated state. Small somatic practices like deep sighing, walking barefoot, lying with legs up a wall, or even just sitting with hands on heart shift you back into presence. This is spiritual work. I would give different somatic practices than that, guys, by the way. I'd give more intense ones, like I talked about in The Joy of Not Thinking and Stop Being Serious. Vibing out, letting thought be. You don't need to solve the situation to start feeling relief. Practicing two or three short vibe out sessions a day where you intentionally stop efforting and just let your nervous system coast does more to manifest change than hours of visualizing. That's definitely advice I would give. You are not behind. Point 4. Feeling behind is one of the stickiest illusions during a spiritual transition, but the breakdown of the old is actually alignment in motion. You're not regressing, you're clearing space. The more gently you let go, the faster things begin to shift. 5, manifestation is emotional first. Don't chase specific outcomes right now. Instead, ask, what would emotional steadiness feel like right now? Then nurture that through physical and spiritual means. From there, the external changes organically. 6, simplicity wins. No complicated tools, no massive technique stack. Just steady attention on calming, grounding, and refusing to mentally spiral. That's what real LOA looks like under pressure, and it works. So, this isn't a bad list. It's not great, but if you are a client and doing this for yourself, and ChatGPT is your LOA coach, you then just start telling ChatGPT about yourself and about your problems and have them solve it for you. And the more personal and honest you get, the better they're going to solve your problems. All right. I hope that this rambling video in my daughter's room was helpful. If you have questions or would like to set up a short free consultation with me to find out more about the email coaching I offer, or just a normal Zoom coaching I offer, the information is below. Like I said, Law of Attraction Simplified, that book is below, free PDF. You can upload that into GPT, and GPT will probably give you some interesting pointers based upon that book. You can also do that with so many books, Neville books, Joe Dispenza books, whatever, you do you, babe. Until next time, be good. I'm also going to put a link over here to another video we have done recently on AI that might be helpful.